and it's a collaboration of Bahrain, Bangladesh, India, Kuwait, Pakistan, and the 5 countries together with our team. Us begins with you. And the co-teams. And the more co-team from Bangladesh. Another co-team from India. And the co-team more from India. And co-team from Kuwait. And co-team from Pakistan. Educational team. Other educational team heads. Educational team from Kuwait and Pakistan. Public relations team. public relation team members, more from public relation team, more from public relations team, registration team, members from registration team, more members from registration team again, thank you so much for your patience. I will request Toastmaster Farida to please take over and share the slide within the next minute. Toastmaster Farida, let me know once you're ready.
You're good to go.
All right. United leaders, fellow Toastmasters, and respected guests around the world, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We welcome you all to the United Toastmasters meeting number 2, which is organized by 5 amazing countries. This is Toastmaster Faisal Jamil, your Sergeant-at-Arms for today's meeting. I'm sure you are all eager and excited to start the beautiful journey we are all in right now. United Toastmasters, as you know, comprises of 5 beautiful countries: Bahrain, Bangladesh, India, Kuwait, and Pakistan. Before we begin, let me share a few ground rules to follow. We request you to please mute your mics and close your videos when the role players or speakers are speaking, especially. Although the chat box is permitted to co-host only, kindly refrain from any side chats in the chat boxes, especially when the speakers are presenting a speech. We request all to log in with your correct name. In case you haven't changed the name yet, please do it right now because we don't want some iPhones or Samsungs and so on. Kindly avoid entering or leaving the virtual meeting back and forth. This will create unnecessary workload administering the waiting room. Now, let's all read the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to introduce the presiding officer, Toastmaster Soe Paul. A Toastmaster since 2015. He is a member of 2 clubs, currently serving as president of SIMS Toastmasters and vice president of membership of KCA Toastmasters. He is area director-elect for Area 14, District 20. With the round of applause, help me welcome to our presiding officer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Soe Paul. Over to you, Toastmaster Soe.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome to United Toastmasters meeting number 2 called in order. Our first item to adoption of agenda. For adopting the agenda, as we are aware, there is an internet connectivity issues. We have booked the backup role players. Along with this note, I request the floor to adopt the agenda. Moderator can submit propose and second.
Myself, Toastmaster Farida, propose the agenda for the United Toastmasters meeting number 2.
I, DTM Alifa Lakrawala, I second the motion raised by Toastmaster Farida to adopt the agenda.
Thank you. Toastmaster, after failing, attempting the first time to the conquer the Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary said, Everest, you are grown all you can grow, but are still growing. In the era of the COVID-19, we can say to the world the one thing, COVID-19, you're locked up. You are taken so many lives from us. But remember, you have grown all you can grow. But we are the Homo sapiens, the human beings. We are growing. Today, around 400,000 persons died due to the coronavirus. In this context, I will ask you the one question. Which is the wealthiest country in the world? It is not China. It is not in Dubai. It is in the graveyard. In the graveyard, if you go there, you can hear the song never sung, books never written, ideas never nurtured, business never directed, because they were scared. Scared like you and me. I have many family friends, they're working in healthcare. I asked them, what was the last wish for the dying person? They unanimously said, not the possession. They unanimously said the one thing, we could have lived a better life. Today, there is one good news for you. You are not in the graveyard now. COVID-19 taught us a lot of lessons. Lesson number one, distance does not separate people, but silence. Lesson number two, we can grow. Even any conditions we are seeing the obstacles, we can grow. And the many people ask me, why global need? I told them one story. We are living the next to the paddy fields. The seeds were using now was not existing decades before. In 1966, Indian government, India found the magical seed called IR8, which helped to fight against the famine. You know what is IR8? Eighth version of 38 crossbreds. Yes, we are the Toastmasters. We are from the different countries. We will come together and we pollinate, we will grow. This is our mission. The COVID-19 to give us the one important lesson. We are going to stitch a new garment. Today, anybody knows the importance of today? June 5 is the Environment Day. We are going to stitch a new garment which fit for the nature and humanity. We are not in lockdown. The entire world is closed for a renovation. What we renovate is important. That's why the 1924 Rajsi Matli started the wonderful organization Toastmasters International. Now more than 15,500 clubs, we have 350,000 members. Toastmasters, we believe one thing. Us begins with you. This is our theme today. This is the theme forever. With this theme, I will take to the session to the next level. I have two important persons to be introduced. First one, Toastmaster. She is the Toastmaster from 2017, 2020. So within 3 years, he became the division director-elect. He is the one. Anytime you ask any help, any technical help, he is the person ready to help. He is the none other than Toastmaster Faisal Jimmy. The next person, if anybody asks who is the backbone of this event, I can tell the one thing. This is the person who started his career 7 years before. She became vice chair for the DTAC last week conducted. She is the right person who she won the 2017. She won the awards for the best division director, and of course our District 20 District 20 Program Quality Director-elect, Alfia Lakrawala. With this note, I'll introduce another person who is taking to this Toastmasters education section. This is the same person is from the Kuwait only. You know the importance of this person? She is the one entrusted to read the books. She will write the book. She is the person she is currently serving as the sergeant at arms at the Timber Talk is the Toastmasters Club. She will take to the session to the next. She will take the session. For that person, I invite Toastmaster Sana Dawood Dalvi. Toastmaster Sana Dawood Dalvi. Are you on?
Yes, Toastmaster Soy, I'm here.
Toastmaster Sana Dawood Dalvi will take the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soy, honorable presiding officers, fellow Toastmasters, and our wonderful guests from all around the globe. Welcome, Assalamu alaikum, Shubho Shondo, and Namaste to each and every one of you. Welcome to our second United Toastmasters Club meeting. I'm Sana Daud Dalvi. I'm a member of the Tampa Talkers Toastmasters Club from Kuwait, and I am your Toastmaster. I'm the TMOD 1 for session 1, and I will be taking forward the session from this point. Now, so when I got the call that the core team wants me to host the second meeting of the United Toastmasters Club and be the TMOD, I thought to myself, now that is the harbinger for a new era for me in Toastmasters. And they told me that the theme is Us Begins With You, each and every one of you. I truly believe that this is something that resonates with all of us. Now, I like to call it the power of collective action, or yes, we can. Because in every aspect of our life, we cannot limit our progress just to ourselves. It is a collective action of every individual that is linked to us in some way, whether it is at work, whether it is outside of work. The power of collective effort is what helps us reach our goals. A small example, won't take much of your time. I was assigned a very important project in the year 2016, and this was like a turning point in my career. I was told I have 2 months to get a project on the road and get it implemented live, which meant I was working 14 to 16 hours every single day. My house was just reduced to an accommodation where I came, I ate, and I slept. I hardly even saw my parents. Once the whole project went live, a few months later, when I was awarded, or rewarded rather, for my efforts, it dawned on me back then that I could not have done this if I did not have the kind of support I had from my family and also from my fellow co-workers. And that is why I mean that all of this is the power of collective action, where it all matters that every person's input is what really, really matters. Those are my few thoughts on our theme for today. And moving on, I'm going to begin with introducing our tag team for the day. I have 4 role players that I'm going to introduce to all of you. I'm going to start with the grammarian, the counter, the timer, and our general evaluator. All right. Starting with our grammarian. This is Toastmaster Sindhu. She is from India. She is a member of the Coimbatore Toastmasters Club, an entrepreneur who has started off her own venture called Ignite Academy that organizes workshops on leadership, communication, team engagement, and setting goals. Without further ado, I'd like to call on Toastmaster Sindhu, the very affable, the very articulate. Toastmaster Sindhu, go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sana, and a big thank you for using the word of the day. A philosopher once said, half of good philosophy is actually good grammar. And with that thought, good evening, everyone. I'm your grammarian for the day. And I have a tip for all of you. If you're losing an argument with someone, just start correcting their grammar and you will see the silence that falls in them. So as the grammarian for the day, my role is to make note of excellent sentences, usages, phrases, quotes, everything that's got to do with grammar, and also make note of not so good usages and give my report at the end of the meeting. Most importantly, I'm going to introduce the word of the day, which is resonating with the theme for today. The word of the day is harbinger. Harbinger means something that signs a good omen. So for example, the United Toastmasters meeting today is a harbinger for good times to come for all Toastmasters across the world. So when someone uses the word of the day, I request all of you to either give a thumbs up sign or put claps in the chat box. So I'm looking forward to a fantastic meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sindhu. And I'm going to move on to our next role player for the day, and that is our counter. Now, our counter is Toastmaster Nitish, who is also from India and is a member of two Toastmaster clubs, that is the Toastmaster Club of Baroda and Vadodara, and is also a former business intelligence analyst. The very cordial Toastmaster Nitish, fire away.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. A very good morning, afternoon, and evening to Toastmasters and guests from around the world. As the R counter for today's meeting, it's my job to listen carefully and make note of any involuntary usage of filler words like sentence connectors like well, so, but, like, I mean, actually, you know, repeated words and pauses. Such filler words disrupt the flow of a speech, which in turn negatively affects the audience's impression, comprehension, and retention of what was said. During the evaluation section of the meeting, I'll be called upon by the general evaluator to present the R counters report. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitish. Now, moving on, my next role player is going to be our timer. A very integral part of any Toastmasters meeting, and I think all of you will agree. Toastmaster Fatima Hussain is from Bahrain and has been a member of Toastmasters since the year 2016. She's a member of the BAPCO Toastmaster Club in Bahrain. And by profession, she's a senior process engineer with BAPCO and loves long distance running. Please put your hands together for the very gracious Toastmaster Fatima Hussain. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sana. An important quality of an excellent leader is to be able to deliver his or her message articulately in the time allowed. And this is why in Toastmasters, we put a lot of emphasis on the timer. For the benefit of the guest, my role as the timer is to time each speaker and notify them of the time that they have left available in their speech. We have 2 prepared speeches for tonight, and these speeches will go on from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will be putting on the green light. At 6 minutes, I'll be putting on the yellow light. And at 7 minutes, I'll be putting on the red light. For the evaluation speeches, you have 2 to 3 minutes to deliver the speech. At 2 minutes, I'll be putting on the green light, 2.5 the yellow, and 3 minutes the red light. For the table topic speeches, there is a special debate part at which each contestant will have 1.5 minutes. And then there will be a conventional part at which each speaker is going to have 1 to 2 minutes to deliver the speeches. At 1 minute, I'll be putting on the green light, 1.5 the yellow, and 2 minutes the red light. I wish everybody all the best, and back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima. Moving on to our next role player is our general evaluator. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nusrat Huda, is from Bangladesh. She is currently serving as the president of the Chittagong Toastmasters Club in Division L in District 41. She is the District 41 runner-up of the humorous speech contest of 2018-2019, and also is the wife of a distinguished Toastmaster and a mother of a 3-year-old. May I please welcome the very vibrant Toastmaster Nusrat.
Hello, everyone. Greetings to everyone from all across the globe. Today, I'm playing the role of the general evaluator, and as the general evaluator, my role is to evaluate anything and everything taking place in today's meeting. I will be responsible for commenting on all role takers who have taken up any role. I'll be back with my report towards the end of.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nusrat. Moving on, we are going to proceed with our first session, which is the prepared speeches session. And as our timer just mentioned, for tonight, we have 2 speakers for the prepared speeches part. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Sadia Riaz. She has been a member of Toastmasters since 2019, and she says she considers that to be the best decision she has ever taken. To evaluate her, we have the Toastmaster Nasreen Sheikh. I would like to please call upon Toastmaster Nasreen to read out her speech objective, please.
Good evening to you all. Hope you all are having a wonderful time. I welcome all the guests around the world. My target speaker, Sadia, is embarking on Visionary Communicator Level 3, Project 1. She is supposed to develop a communication plan. She is supposed to share with us some aspects of her plan, and she may choose any part of the process, including the results of implementing the plan. I wish her all the best, and the title, Are You Special? Are You Special? Toastmaster Sadia.
Before Toastmaster Sadia begins, I'd like to make a small note that post each prepared speech, we will be allocating 1 minute in order to receive feedback. Toastmaster Sadia, over to you.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, a little girl full of hopes and dreams took out her diary and began to write. Dear diary, I believe I am special. My parents tell me I am special, and I believe them. Fellow Toastmasters from around the world, good afternoon. Children often dream of becoming an actor, doctor, or these days, a YouTuber. And this little girl also had such dreams. She always did everything with a passion and was full of life. Her parents saw her passionate soul and they loved her more for it. They always told her that she was their special little girl. But things started to change when this little girl started high school. She studied every day, but got average grades. She was never the first one to answer in class. She was never the one to win any school competitions, no matter how hard she tried. She wanted to find her hidden talent, but it was hidden so well that even she could not find it. She tried to do many things, but she did not excel at anything. Dear diary, I am not special. My parents tell me I am special, but now I don't believe them. When children go out in the real world, they each have different experiences. Some do well in school, start with bright careers, and do well in life. Some don't do well in school, take time in starting their careers, and spend the rest of their lives comparing themselves to others. And our little girl was among the latter. Years passed by, and this little girl was now a young lady. She had come a long way from struggling in school to finally starting her career. Then came an important day in this young lady's life, when she received her first salary. Overjoyed, over the moon, she ran to her parents. Mama, Papa, look, for the first time, I feel like I have achieved something. For the first time, I feel special. My darling, we are happy for you. But do you really think this is the only way to feel special? You know that no matter what you do, you will always be special for us. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I, the same young lady, stand before you to tell you I never realized why my parents thought I was special until that day. Most of us, or almost all of us here, have children. Raise your hands, please. How many of us always tell our children that they are special? I can't see you, but I'm sure a lot of hands are raised. From the first time they take their step, the first step until graduation, we always tell our children how special they are for us. But the world is not as kind as parents. There will be moments when the world will be unable to realize, unable to recognize the abilities of a child and thus make them feel unworthy. This is where a plan is required. A plan to clearly communicate to our children that the world's inability to see your abilities does not determine your self-worth. How do we put this plan to action, one might ask? It starts by teaching the children that self-worth is about how you value yourself. It is not based on what others think of you, what you have achieved or haven't achieved. Self-worth is about you. It comes from within. What is the importance of this plan? One might ask. It is important because if a child is unable to recognize their self-worth at an early age, they will spend the rest of their lives struggling in proving their abilities to others and comparing themselves to others. That is not a way to live. In the golden words of Ernest Hemingway, there is nothing noble about being superior to your fellow man. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. Be a kinder and more compassionate person than you were yesterday. Be a better person for this world. This is what will make you special. This is what the children of today must learn, because they are the adults of tomorrow, or rather, the harbinger of a bright future. Fellow Toastmasters, let us teach our children these values so that tomorrow, when the world asks them, questions them, are you special? Every child can hold their head high and say, yes, I am. Master of Ceremonies, you're special too. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sadia, for that wonderful speech. We would like to give you all a minute to provide feedback, please. And kindly use the chat option to provide private feedback to the speaker. looks like our 1 minute is up. And I hope everyone has had a chance to provide feedback to our speaker, Toastmaster Sadia. Moving on to our next speaker for the day in our prepared speech session is Toastmaster Urusa Mohsin. Toastmaster Urusa, who is from Pakistan, is a yoga enthusiast, a personal development coach, and also conducts meetings for the same. To evaluate her, we have DTM Dayaratne, and may I please have DTM Dayaratne on screen to go ahead and read out her speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Urusa Mohsin, and she will be delivering the speech on her pathway presentation mastery. This is project 2, speech 1 on evaluation and feedback. So what she is supposed to do today is to deliver a speech of her choice, can be humorous, can be inspirational, or any style that suits her, and to present the speech. As the evaluator, I will be giving him some feedback with some specific recommendations. The speaker has to apply the recommendations and give the same speech or another speech a second time in the future meeting. So I will give the evaluation when called by the general evaluator. It's over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Dayaratne. Toastmaster Urusa, are you ready?
Yes.
The very lively Toastmaster Urusa, go ahead.
Back in the year 2017, my parents one fine day came into my room and sat next to me. They seemed a bit odd that day. I could see it in their facial expressions, and I could smell that something was definitely cooking up. I just didn't know what it was. Some parts of my brain, like the hippocampus, started to activate to detect what exactly is it that they have in their minds. Having watched Sherlock Holmes, I knew I had developed some remarkable detective skills ability. That smirk my mother had, I'd seen that before. Probably when she gifted me a Rolex watch, but then this time it was rather more intense and wider. What do you think it is? Do you think it's a car this time? Well, I certainly thought so, and I already pictured myself sitting in a red car with beige interiors and driving myself all the way towards highway. While I was in the midst of my imagination, my father broke the silence. Urusa, we have a very nice proposal for you. I was amazed. I mean, as clearly as he said it, it didn't came to me so smoothly. You know how our Asian dramas are, where one dialogue exaggerated often multiple times to make it more dramatic. Well, the same thing happened with me in my mind. And it went like proposal, 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 proposal. I was in the midst of dramatizing it further and enjoying it a lot when I realized, Urusa, get your act together. This is happening for real. Well, I had to quickly recollect myself and figure out what it is that I should do to actually meet the person and ask. Well, turned out, I thought to myself, what better way than to meet this person face on face? And then my parents agreed, and we met finally for a cup of coffee. Now, this amazing 6 feet tall guy, handsome as ever, and everything that a girl visually would dream of. He came and we sat, and finally the conversation started. It was in the few minutes of our conversation when I was left completely spellbounded. I mean, have you ever met someone where you felt it was all about them? He was so much in love with himself only. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this was one such incident. It was all about this person. That evening was just how important this person is. And he completely ignored that another one is sitting in front of him. Have you ever come across such people in your life? I was left completely baffled that day because apparently I had never ever met anyone like him. Honestly, I was really reticent at first talking about this with my parents. Because of course, what will they say? What happened? But then I quickly grabbed and articulated myself and thought, dude, let's grab a laptop and see what kind of a personality does he fall in. Well, turned out such people are called narcissists. Now, imagine for a moment that here at Toastmasters, you're giving a speech and it's time for your evaluation. You are evaluated, but then you say to your evaluator, hey, Mr. Evaluator, you were wrong, you are wrong, and you will be wrong. And I am right and I'll always be right. Well, that's narcissism for you if you've known it before. Now, I did not grab that opportunity as useless. What I did was I quickly went on and read more about it. What I figured out were 4 signs to detect a narcissist. Like a hungry detective working to unleash a mystery behind, I took out my glasses and put them on, and like just a detective around, I figured out, whatever is written is all true. It's happened with me. Point number 1. They hogged the conversation. They would go on and on and on, and I could go on just like this, because they would go on talking about how great they are, how awesome they are, and how this world would just be nothing without them. I mean, inside of me, I was like, dude, please, someone make him stop. Point number 2, they control you. When my mystery man changed the date and time according to what suited him and not me, I knew this is D-man. Point number 3, they lack empathy. I mean, when you can't just figure out another person is sitting in front of you, how would you have those feelings to detect what it is that they have in their minds, what it is that they are feeling? They completely lack empathy, which is why their relationships are usually screwed up. Point number 4, they think their views are inherently superior than other people. Yeah, I'm the goddess, I'm the diva, come worship me. Well, that's them. I don't say this, but the dictionary calls such people as overly self-involved, often vain, and selfish. Now, what to do about such people, right? Well, turns out they say that the best way is to keep certain healthy boundaries. If you keep certain healthy boundaries between you and them, what will happen is that they won't make you eat up all the energies that you have. So that is very important and very, very vital. Now, in the conclusion, as today's very interesting theme is us begins with you, it makes me wonder that if it begins and everything begins with us, then what is that point where we need to decide that everything around us is just us only, or we need to look beyond us and we need to look beyond I, me, and thyself? With that note, I leave the question on you. Are we overlooking our narcissism? Do we need to keep a check time to time on our narcissism? With that question, I leave you to ponder on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Urusa. That was wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Let's all take a minute to provide feedback to Toastmaster Urusa. A minute for feedback, please. Toastmaster Fatima? My timer, Toastmaster Fatima?
Hello?
Hello, hi. Just wanted to check, are we beyond the 1 minute time for feedback?
Just hold on. 10 seconds left.
10, okay. And we're good. Done. Thank you so much for that. Now, I would like to check with you, Toastmaster Fatima, whether both our speakers have qualified for today.
Yes, both speakers are qualified.
Awesome. That's wonderful. We are going to request our moderator to launch the poll for best speaker. And on another note, I would also like to make let everyone know that we will also be voting for the best role player in our meeting today. So to our dear moderator to launch the poll, please. Thank you, everyone. You can see the polls.
Poll is launched.
Your screen.
The poll will be entered in 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, dear moderator. And with that, that brings us to the end of our first part of our meeting for the prepared speeches. It is now time for me to say goodbye for now and to hand over to our TMOD 2 Toastmaster Jaya Jaggi. A small introduction before I leave all of you. Toastmaster Jaggi is from Pakistan. She is VP membership, is also a social activist and a peace agent. She's an alumnus of the Emerging Leaders Program at Harvard, recipient of the Youth Icon Award from the government of Punjab, and mind you, she is eager to learn new things. Here she is, my partner to carry the role forward of Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jaya Jaggi. Toastmaster Jaya Jaggi, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sana. What an amazing session of wonderful speeches. Now let's move towards another interesting session of impromptu speaking, that is table topic sessions, one of my favorite sessions at Toastmasters meeting. To lead this session, we have two incredible table topic masters. Our first table topic master is from India, Toastmaster Sanjay Ravi Kumar. He is serving as president of Vadodara Toastmasters Club. He is one speech away from completing his dynamic leadership path. He loves public speaking, loves karate and martial arts, and the most important thing, he believes in giving a chance to everything at least once in life. And our second table topic master is a vibrant Toastmaster, Toastmaster Aditya Taneja from India. He is a member of Toastmasters of Delhi. He is serving as editor of the District 41 PR team. He is pursuing his bachelor in computer science. He loves to watch artistic movies and reading science fiction.
Thank you, TMOD number 2 or TMOD the second, whichever way you prefer. Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Thanks for that warm welcome and introduction. Hi, folks. I think this is the only time I'll get to say this. Hello, world. The reply from the world is not there. Okay, I'm waiting. Maybe thanks to the pandemic, the world is still waiting on the replies.
Hello, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Hello,
hello.
Toastmaster Sanjay.
Hello, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Wow. I think, is it echo or all the people telling me
Hello.
hello?
Everyone's actually yelling.
What's up with you?
Hello.
Hi, SRK.
Hello.
I think I've just started a chain
Hello.
reaction, which I can't stop it right now.
Hello, you started this.
I did it. Okay. Wonderful. I think I don't have to introduce much more than what the TMOD did it wonderfully well. So we have some surprises for you throughout the session. Without further ado, let me hand over the stage to my Toastmaster 2. And I will come back to you later during the course of this session. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you. Oh boy. Before the meeting began, I was confused whether to greet the people with a good afternoon or with a good evening. But it seems I will have to use good afternoon, good evening, good night, and even good morning for the diversity of the people that we have here. So today I'll be the table topic master of the day, and I have some unique ideas under my belt to introduce all to you. So the session I'll be conducting is aptly named the Devil's Advocate, which is just a glorified version of a debate. So the rules are that I'll give 1.5 minutes to each of the participant that comes up on the stage. 30 seconds, the green card will come up. On the first minute, the yellow card will come up, and at 1 minute, 30 seconds, at which point you will have to wrap up, the red card will come up. And I'll call you up on the stage, I'll give you a topic, and I'll tell you the rest after that. So first, I'll see the raise of hands. We have Toastmaster Steve Tadai, who will be participating in the debate. Toastmaster Steve, can you please unmute yourself and respond?
Wow.
Yeah. Hi, Toastmaster Steve. Okay, so our second participant for the debate will be Toastmaster Pinky Behrus. Can you please unmute yourself and respond? Toastmaster Pinky.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, great. So the topic for you will be, give me a second, social media has improved human communication. Toastmaster Pinky, you have the option of going for or against the topic, and because you're choosing that option, you will have to go first. So Toastmaster Steve will go second, and you will have the opportunity to choose your topic, but you will have to go first. So go ahead.
Okay, so I would like to speak for it, and I have to, if I'm not wrong, we have to speak for 1 minute, and then he'll continue, or how is it?
You will have to speak for 1.5 minutes, and Toastmaster Steve, after that, will continue at the side which is opposite that you chose, and go ahead with it. So Toastmaster Pinky, go ahead. Your time starts now.
Social media. Now, what do I say about social media? I was introduced to social media by my friends. I used to think, what are you doing? How can you connect with anyone virtually? How can you make friends virtually? But let me tell you, I have made friends. I have connected well virtually. Few of my friends are here whom I have never met, but I have such a close bond with them. Example, if I have to give you, Toastmaster Tabassum Ali. She's right here in this meet. She stays in Kuwait. I stay in India. Not only are there so many Toastmasters. So yes, if I have to say, thanks to social media, thanks to Toastmasters. Now, social media, I conduct my classes. So social media is again a great way to promote it, to tell the world about what you are doing, to make this world a better place. Social media is the best thing. Suppose if I'm organizing an event, like we, United Toastmasters, have organized an event. How did you all come to know about it? Through social media. Am I correct? So, what do you think? What do you all think? Am I correct? According to me, yes, social media is a boon. I feel virtually connected, really connected with you all. If I have to say anything, I don't have to shy away. I know my voice will be heard worldwide. And why is it so? Again and again, because of social media. Are you on social media? If not, I would seriously recommend be on social media, Facebook, Instagram, but yes, take care of the
Toastmaster
privacy.
Pinky, your time's up. Sorry. So next up, we have Toastmaster Steve Tadai, who will be arguing against the topic.
Okay, and will I see a timer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Start. You
great.
can start.
Social media. Social media is, in the 21st century, has created problems that have been unimaginable. There have always been conversations that people have had where they've sat across the table and had discussions. And sometimes in these discussions, they've disagreed. But there's been a need to find common ground because you're looking across from somebody and you're seeing their expressions, and you can find a give and a take. You may disagree on one thing, but then agree on something else. With social media, we have the option of typing whatever we want into our device and just sending it out to the whole world without having to defend our views, without having to have a give and take with the conversation. And then once we say something, it goes all over the world and it can never be taken away. When two people talk one-on-one, if somebody makes a mistake or if somebody says something improper, they can apologize. They can rephrase it. They can do a lot of different things. On social media, once it's written or once it's said, it goes viral. And many times it can never be taken back. So I think social media has created a lot of problems in the way we communicate as a world, where we would be better off talking across the table with people. My friends, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Steve. And that was an interesting debate indeed. So I'll continue with my debate after a couple of sessions. So before that, I'd like to hand the stage back to Toastmaster Sanjay to continue with this table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Thanks a lot. I mean, I love this. I see a lot of hands raised in the participants. I get a lot of personal messages also in the chat box and in my WhatsApp for people wanting to participate in table topics. It's so wonderful to be wanted like this in this pandemic period. I mean, I don't have to talk for Toastmaster Aditya. He's an young college kid. He is going to be wanted all while during his college time. But it's so nice. But let me try as much as possible to give all of you a chance. Some people have messaged me, so I'm going to take names from them. So if you are not there in that list, I'm sorry. I'll try my best to push you all inside. Okay. So next, can I have Toastmaster Saad Edinche from Cambodia? Are you there? You can unmute yourself and say hi. Hello.
Topic master, I believe he is not there at the moment. You can continue.
Okay, he's not there. So can I go for distinguished Toastmaster Clinton Springer, if he is available?
Yes.
Okay, I think he is also not there.
Excuse me, TTM, he is available.
Yes, he's available?
Yes, I have unmuted him.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you acknowledge yourself by saying a hi, hello to everyone? Distinguished Toastmaster Clinton Springer. Sergeant Adams, I hear no response.
Team, I can see him. He's unmuted, but maybe he's facing some technical glitch. I think then we can continue with the next.
I think we can continue with the list again. Okay, I think next I have. Okay, I'm going to just pick someone who has just messaged me. Shall we go for Toastmaster Rubab Fatima from district?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, madam, you're audible.
Hi,
Wonderful.
Toastmaster Sanjay.
Oh, thank you for coming out. We wasted a lot of time searching for you. So the topic for you is, yes,
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, so the topic for you is quite simple. Okay.
Yes.
It's going to be a classic table topic, no nonsense, nothing, because we have been too much into creativity. We have lost the classical touch of table topics. So the classic table topic for you is here. When you close your eyes, what do you see? Toastmaster Rubab Fatima. When you close your eyes, what do you see? Toastmaster Rubab Fatima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. And as Toastmaster Sanjay said, I would take this opportunity as well, and I would like to say, hello, world. What do I see when I close my eyes? I've often heard that the beauty that we reflect on the outside is the beauty within us, within our hearts. When I close my eyes, I see the world with my heart. And that is what is needed in today's day and age. Now, to actually take it in the literal sense, I am going to give a very, very important aspect of my life, which a lot of you would probably not be able to decipher at the moment, but in the literal sense, I see the world with my heart and mind because I was born with an eye disease called congenital glaucoma. And as my brother said, that some people see things the way they are, but some people see the things the way they want to see it. And I see the things the way I want to see them. So regardless of whether I keep my eyes opened or closed, I just try to see the good things in others, the beauty around me. For instance, I am very obsessed with cleanliness and with everything in my house and my surroundings being spick and span. Now, for instance, if I want to see a place that is immaculate, neat and tidy, spick and span, I would imagine it to be so instead of seeing it with my eyes open. So again, in today's world, with so much that has been going on with the pandemic and the chaos around, we do not need to see from our eyes. We need to close our eyes, see from our heart, and spread love, joy, and beauty around. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Toastmaster Sanjay, you're muted. Toastmaster Sanjay.
Toastmaster Sanjay, your mic is muted. Please unmute and make it.
Sorry. I'm still fighting with Zoom to, get myself onto the groove. Wonderful, Toastmaster Fatima. Wonderful speech. Thank you. Let's have quickly one more participant. I think the one who has been too keen is Toastmaster Nijo Johnson. Are you here, sir? Hello.
Table topic master. I cannot see Toastmaster Nijo Johnson. You can.
Okay. So I'll again take my latest person who has just messaged me. DTM Murli Manohar. Are you there, sir? Can you unmute yourself and say hi?
Yes, I'm there. I'm there. I cannot open the video, but I'm there.
Okay, it's fine. I will still give you a chance, because the topic I think is going to be pretty easy for you, looking at the circumstances. Yes, Toastmaster Murli Manohar. When was the last time you lied? What did you lie about? When was the last time you lied? What did you lie about? Toastmaster Murli Manohar.
Table Topics Master Sanjay and fellow Toastmasters from the entire world. I just lied to you. few seconds back that I cannot open the video. That is the thing. I can open the video, but the thing is, I'm not properly dressed for the occasion. Lies are part of our life. Lies, if we do not lie, that means we are not enjoying our life. They are synonymous because a very important thing we have to know that if you are going to be talking truth, even Chandra, the man who was speaking truth, never prospered in life. That doesn't mean that to prosper, you need to lie. Lies are something which are very important. And we do as Toastmaster in a very, very normal way. For example, today I have a time limit of 1.5 minutes, but I would like to squeeze more than 1 minute 30 seconds if possible, because that is how we will like to take extra benefit. So that doesn't mean it is lying, but lying, it should not affect someone financially, emotionally, mentally. I am very open and very clear that if somebody says that I have never lied, that itself is a big lie. That itself is a big lie. One manager sent, requested his secretary to send a joke. This joke, the secretary said, I'm busy. Wow, this is a good joke. Send the next one. So lies are a part of our life, and lies can give you sometimes satisfaction, but do not lie down, L-Y, lie down. But the thing is, lies are an energetic one for you many times, because it gives a kick which people like me who do not drink, it is a great inspiration. So overall, lies, I've been telling lies even now. So over to you, Sanjay. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster. Wonderfully done, wonderfully well said. That's why I always don't call it a lie. I call it bending the truth. So both mean the same. So don't lie, guys, but always bend the truth. Okay. So without further ado, over to Toastmaster Aditya to squeeze in as much as table topics as possible before we hand over the stage. Yes, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay, for such an eloquent conduct of the table topic session. So we'll quickly have another debate, and I have one volunteer. Toastmaster Amelia, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. So
Good
we have
evening,
Toastmaster Amelia. And our second speaker, we have Toastmaster Aniket Deshmukh. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, Aditya, I have unmuted, although I cannot start my video as host had turned it off. So I'll request if you can allow.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll try. Yeah, perfect. So Toastmaster Amelia, I will give you the topic, but the caveat is that if you choose your side, you will have to go first. So, okay. So your topic is, so since the theme of today's meeting is Us Begins With You, I will like to introduce the side of devil's advocate to it. So your topic is, should we encourage the idea of individuality in people, or should we encourage the idea of unity in people? Forming your own self, or being a part of a collective? You may choose your opinion.
So do I have to tell which side I'm taking?
Yeah, you have to tell which side you're taking, and then you will have to go first.
Okay, so I will take unity, togetherness.
Unity, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so as we say, it's a famous saying, as we know, united we stand and divided we fall. And I go ahead and resonate with that thought, because in today's world, whenever we see whatever business, whatever activity is going on, it's going on a very collaborative way. A collaborative method is the best approach. For example, if I want to start my own business, my work, my own product, my company, then of course I would need a lot of people. And if I have the unity of that thought of unity where everyone is supporting each other, then my business was definitely bloom or rather progress much faster than I would struggle if I am an individual rather than standing alone. So standalone is what I do not believe when when it comes to things like working together, growing together, and collaborating for bigger purposes in life. Even if I take the topic or thought about social service or serving people, or as in Toastmasters, we cannot be an individual person serving. We have to collaborate each other. A very basic example, if I have to create a newsletter, I cannot be a standalone editor of the newsletter. I will have to have a team and work along. So whenever I see unity or staying united as the best approach. It gives a lot of learning, it gives a lot of experience. It also helps you grow internally as to how to handle people, how to handle situations. You deal with real life situations when you are in that process of working together or standing united. Yes, of course,
Master
not
Amelia, your time
thank
is
you.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
So next up, Toastmaster Aniket, I would like you to refute her argument and talk why individuality is a great moral side. You may unmute yourself.
Aditya, I am having a bit of network issues, so your voice was quite feeble. Can you please repeat that once again? I also missed the topic at the start.
You have to talk about why individuality is better than being united, for forming your own opinion and being one, you know.
Okay. So debate is about individuality and unity, right?
Yeah. So
And
you talk from the side of individuality.
yeah, okay. So if we talk about individuality and unity, I have just one question to the whole audience. Is it possible for us to achieve unity if every person involved does not have an individuality? Everyone has to bring something on the plate so as to have a proper unity. On that note, I'll start with why individuality is also important. If you know what kind of person you are, if you know what kind of ideology you follow, if you're clear with the kind of ideology you follow and the kind of methodology you like, only then you would be able to contribute to any kind of cause in the best way possible. It's not possible if you are just going with the flow, if you're just washing your hands in the stream. It's not going to work. You will not be able to identify yourself in the whole unified group. So for that sole purpose, it's better to have individuality first, then go for unity. Take opportunity to find yourself, take opportunity to know about yourself, take opportunity or give yourself opportunity to ensure that you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, so that you are able to contribute in a better way whenever you are in a group. So the debate, individuality versus unity, is not actually a debate. It's simple that you need to have both, but you have to find the right occasion on when to have the individuality or when to give weightage to individuality or when to give weightage to unity. So that's it from my end. Back to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aniket. That shed a lot of insight to my debate between individuality and unity. So now I would like to hand the stage back to Toastmaster Sanjay so we can have a couple more table topics.
To the Toastmaster guards or the Sergeant at Arms, do we have time for a couple of more topics, or is it already time for the next session, sir?
Table topic master, this is the Sergeant at Arms. Time is already up. If we can go fast, if we can stop here, that would be great.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think the members who have joined here will be more disappointed than I am today. I saw a lot of hands raised. So we would like to, have a small ending note, and then we would like to hand over the stage back to TMOD. Toastmaster Aditya, any final notes, sir?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So thank you, guys. Thank you for coming to the table topic session here. I hope I can give a chance to everyone who has messaged me or talked to me. We are sorry we have to limit with 6 speakers because, of course, the timing has been crossed. I am an Indian and Aditya is also an Indian. We are, I think world over known to be a little iffy on timings, but still we don't want to make that picture a reality everywhere. So let's make sure, we are adhere to time, on time. And hopefully we'd like you to have one more United Toastmaster meeting. That is meeting number 3. Hopefully we'll have. And if people who didn't get a chance to speak today, I wish you will 100% get a chance to speak the next time. So without further ado, thank you. Over to TMOD the second, Toastmaster Jaya, with your the keynote session next coming up. Sorry, I've broken the surprise. Sorry. Over to the
Spoiler
TMOD.
alert.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Lovely session by our wonderful Toastmasters across the world. Now it's time for the most awaited session of our keynote
Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day. Kindly confirm with the timer, are the speakers qualified? So it's easy for me for the poll. Thank you.
Sure. So timer, can we have the report? Do all the speakers qualify?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. All speakers qualify except for Toastmaster Pinky. She has exceeded the grace period. So all qualify except for Toastmaster Pinky.
Okay, and are we going to create a poll right now?
We'll be having the poll towards the end.
Okay, thank you. It's time for the most awaited session by our keynote speaker. Before I call him up, I have 2 instructions for all the participants over here. Number 1, at the end of the keynote speech, we will be having a 5-minute question and answer session. For that purpose, I request all of you to kindly share your questions with our DTM, Alicia Lagdawala, who is the moderator of question and answer session, and she will be taking few questions at the end of this speech. Make sure same questions or the repeated questions will not be asked again. Secondly, keep your best smiles ready, because after that, we will be taking a group picture with our wonderful speaker. But who our speaker is? Yes, let me tell you that our speaker is an award-winning international speaker and trainer, James Jeffrey. He is not only a speaker, but a professional coach, an author, a musician, a father, and a minister. He is a 2-time District 57 Table Topic champion. Wow. He is a 2-time finalist in the Toastmasters. He is a 2-time finalist in the Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking, 3 times District 57 International Speech Contest champion. May we have the music and the slide together? Please put your hands together to welcome James Jeffrey. Success is spelled with 3 C's. Success is spelled with 3 C's. James Jeffrey. Over to you, sir.
Can everyone see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Toastmaster James, you're audible and the slideshare is up already. Good to go.
Wonderful, thank you. One moment, please. Assalamu alaikum, adab, namaste, and greetings, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My name is James Jeffrey. One moment. There we are. But in some circles, I'm not known as James Jeffrey. In some circles, I'm known as Reverend Up. And I have a catchphrase that I like to use, and I would invite you to say that catchphrase with me now. So if you're in a room with someone else, please turn to that person, and I would like you to say to them with power, clarity, and conviction, up yours. Allow me to explain. The first time I said this in front of a large group of people was in the semifinal round of the World Championships of Public Speaking back in 2014 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I was standing on the stage and I said this, and people burst out laughing. It was such an uproar. And that, at the time, was a harbinger of my success, because that speech propelled me into the finals of the World Championships. I said it a second time in the finals of the World Championships in 2015 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the same thing resulted. People laughed and they really had a good time with it. Allow me to clarify. I don't mean up yours as an insult. I mean it as an invitation. It is an invitation to raise every part of your life up to a higher level of peace, a higher level of satisfaction, a higher level of success, a higher level of consciousness. And as I work to up mine, the things I want to share with you today hopefully will help you up yours. Eckhart Tolle once said, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. And at this moment, I would like to say thank you to Toastmaster Farida and to the entire United Toastmasters Meeting Core team and everybody involved in creating this amazing event, bringing people together from around the globe to share ideas and information with each other. So a thumbs up, a hand, a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the United Toastmasters Meeting team. Well done. When Toastmaster Farida reached out to me to ask me to do the keynote, my first thought was, great, wow, what an honor. I get to come before Toastmasters and distinguished guests from more than 5 countries, from people around the globe. What an honor that is. My second thought was, what do you want me to talk about? And she said, we want you to talk about success. I said, what kind of success? She said, personal success and professional success. And I thought, okay. Then my next thought was, why me? Why should I come before you to talk about success? I mean, I'm not some chiseled bodybuilder or famous athlete. I'm not some rich billionaire with private airplanes and fancy cars and tons of money. I'm not even a world champion of public speaking. So what could I possibly offer you in terms of advice around success? And then it dawned on me that success is in the eye of the beholder. What looks like success to you may not look like success to someone else or to me. And so I look at my life and I think, well, maybe to others, I've had a modicum of success in certain areas. So let me share what I think I know about that with you. Let me ask you a question. What does success look like to you? What is your vision of success? To some people, success looks like having a lot of money, just making it rain. For others, success looks like having enough food to eat today. For some people, success looks like having a really nice big house. For others, success looks like just having a safe shelter to sleep in today. For some people, success looks like having a big, powerful, fancy car. For others, success looks like just having shoes to walk in today. For some people, success looks like having a big family, grandparents, parents, sons, daughters, grandkids, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, oh my. For others, success looks like just having one person in your life who cares about you today. For some people, success means the freedom to do anything you want. And for others, success means just returning home without being killed by the police today. For many of us in Toastmasters, especially those who participate in contests, success for us might look like standing on the big stage and winning the world championship of public speaking. For others, it might look like just showing up to a Toastmasters meeting and not throwing up during table topics. We all have a different version of success. And so whether our dreams are big or small, I think there are three things necessary for success in any area of life. I'll share those with you now. And this is why I think success is spelled with not 2, but 3 C's. Here's the first C of success: courage. There was a spiritual teacher by the name of Osho who once said, "Courage is a love affair with the unknown." He said, you cannot be truthful if you're not courageous. It requires courage to tell the truth, yes? He said, you cannot be loving if you're not courageous. It takes courage to love, yes? He said, you cannot be trusting if you're not courageous. It takes courage to trust, yes? And he said, you cannot inquire into reality if you're not courageous, because the moment you start asking questions about your reality is the moment you open yourself to the possibility that your reality and everything you thought you knew could change. Hence, courage comes first and everything else follows. So, ladies and gentlemen, what part of your life is asking for courage from you right now? What part of your life wants you to take a step, a bold step forward and say, yes, I'm willing to claim my vision? What part of your life is asking you to ask the question, to take the risk? What part of your life is asking for courage? And what if you were just a little more courageous? The second C in success is competence. Whatever you want to have, do, or be in life, whatever your vision is, requires a certain level of competence to achieve that and to sustain that. And I think there are 3 pillars for competence. The first one is knowledge. You must gain knowledge, new knowledge, cutting edge knowledge, maybe old knowledge. But if you want to be competent in any area of your life, knowledge is required. But knowledge is not enough. Once you obtain knowledge, you then must obtain skills. You must apply that knowledge and practice it and hone those skills until you're able to consistently repeat the desired results, which is the third pillar of competence, consistency. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there's an old adage that says knowledge is power. I've come to learn in my short time on the planet that is not true. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power that becomes real if you use it, if you apply it, if you turn it into a skill and you apply that skill consistently. Some of you might be asking, but James, how long is all of this knowledge accumulation and skill building and practice going to take? It's almost like thinking we can microwave success. What I've discovered is often success is not microwavable. Success is a crock pot. Success is something that it takes an oven. It's not always immediate. But to answer the question, you need only look in Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, The Story of Success. He says that experts have determined that it takes approximately 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to become an expert, not just to learn how to do something or get good at it, but to become an expert at it. Well, how much is 10,000 hours in real time? Well, if you do the math, that's about 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 44 weeks a year, for about 5.5 years. In plain talk, it's a full-time job for around 5 years. But think of how much better you'll be if you devote that level of consistency and knowledge and skill to your craft. Some of you might be thinking right now, I better get started. What part of your life is asking you for competence, for new knowledge, for skill building, for consistency? And what if you gained that knowledge and you developed those skills and you became more consistent? So we talked about having courage. We talked about being competent. Here's the third C in success, and it's confidence. Now, when I say confidence, I don't mean arrogance. There's a difference. Arrogance is revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. You think you're all that. You think you can do superhuman things, but there's no proof. There's an old saying in the United States and Texas, all hat and no cattle. A person who talks a big game, but they have nothing to back it up. That is arrogance. What I'm talking about is different. What I'm talking about is confidence. And confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from your appreciation of your own abilities or qualities. In other words, it's not bragging if you know you can do it. It's not arrogant if you can pull it off consistently, successfully. It's trusting in yourself, having faith in yourself. That's confidence. I'm part Native American, and there's a quote from a tribe in America called the Lakota. And in the Lakota way, they said, when choosing a leader, we always kept in mind that humility provides clarity, where arrogance provides a cloud. And the last thing we wanted was to be led by someone whose judgment and actions were clouded by arrogance. Henry David Thoreau, the famous author, once said, if you march confidently in the direction of your dreams and endeavor to live the life you have only imagined, you will meet with success unexpected in common hours, and you will live with the license of a higher order of being. Ladies and gentlemen, what part of your life is asking for confidence? What part of your life is asking you to take a bold step forward right now? What part of your life is asking you to trust and believe in yourself? And what if you did? So those are the 3 C's of success: courage to take the risk, competence to develop the skills and to achieve consistently desired results, and finally, the confidence as the container for all of it. So whether you want to climb a mountain or your vision of success is just climbing the stairs without passing out, or your vision is to have a bank account that's full or a heart that is full, whether your vision is to become a world champion of public speaking or to simply get through your icebreaker speech or the next table topic. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, success is spelled with 3 C's. Assalamu alaikum, adab, namaste, and farewell. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm James Jeffley, reminding you to up your success.
Thank you, sir, for a very thought-provoking speech. Now, I would request DTM Alifia to moderate question and answer session, as indeed success is spelled with 3 C's: courage, competence, confidence. Over to you, DTM Alifia.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, Toastmaster James. I'm just waiting for a few questions to come and I'll be reading it to you. Thank you. Audience, you can send your questions to me in the chat box. Audience, are you able to send a message to me as a moderator?
No, it says
Somebody
the
can unmute.
chat
Chat is
box is
disabled, I
disabled.
guess.
The
Yes,
chat
but
box
then you
is
can send it
disabled.
to the, but you can send it to the moderator if the chat box is disabled.
No, actually, I think the chat is disabled.
Please check again. It is available now.
Yes, it is available.
It's available.
Okay, I have received a question from Toastmaster Nasreen Sheikh, who is from District 20. Her question is, what is important, being successful in your own eyes or in the eyes of others? I repeat, what is more important, being successful in your own eyes or in the eyes of the others?
That's a great question. Thank you, Toastmaster. In my opinion, I think it's more important to be successful in my own eyes, because at the end of the day, I have to be happy with me. I have to be at peace with me, my thoughts, my actions, my impact in the world. If I'm worrying about being successful according to other people's ideas or visions, then I don't know who I really am. I'm always running around trying to do things to make others happy, to please others. And sometimes that's just not possible. So I want to focus on the things that I can do, and I want to focus on my own happiness and my own satisfaction. Thank you for asking the question.
Thank you, Toastmaster James. We have another question coming from Burhanuddin. I don't know which district he belongs to, but he's saying, how can we maintain consistency? How can we maintain consistency?
Great
How can
question.
we maintain consistency? Yes.
How can we maintain consistency? I think pick one thing, just pick one thing and make that a ritual. Many of us have been impacted by COVID-19. And I recently moved, and where I moved to, I moved the weekend right before we went into shelter in place. And so I thought, how am I going to manage this? Because I like being around people. So I said, I'm going to pick one thing to focus on every day and have that be my ritual. Otherwise, I could go stir crazy. So my one thing is I make my bed. Every day, regardless, I get up, I make my bed. That's my one ritual. Now I have other rituals, but that's one that is inviolate for me. I must do that because that helps ground me. That helps allow me to establish consistency. And if I can establish consistency in one area of my life, then it's possible for me to start establishing consistency in other areas of my life. Don't think you have to establish consistency with some giant goal. Pick a simple thing, combing your hair, brushing your teeth, making your bed, getting up and taking a walk or meditating or a few deep breaths or whatever your practice is, but have a simple practice that you do daily. And thank you for the question.
Thank you. Let's move on. It's from Toastmaster Pinky Bharuch from District 98. In today's world, success requires hard work or smart work. What do you think? In today's world, success requires hard work or smart work?
It could be a mixture of both hard and smart work, but I tend to favor more of the smart work. If I can leverage technology, if I can leverage other people, there's an old Japanese saying that all of us is smarter than one of us. So if I can collaborate and work with others to create a desired outcome, a bigger goal, then I think that's working smarter. And if I can work smarter, that could actually replace a lot of the hard work. I think a lot of the hard work most of us had to do in the past was because we didn't have any other options. There were no tools available to us. We didn't have the social media or the internet to allow us to bring people together from around the globe to get things done. So for me, a little more smart work versus hard work. I'm not opposed to hard work, but if I can do it smarter, I'm going to go with that one.
Great answer, Toastmaster James. Let's move on. We have Toastmaster Aniket from District 98. He says, how do we distinguish between confidence and arrogance in oneself? How do we distinguish between confidence and arrogance in oneself?
How do I distinguish between confidence and arrogance in myself? That requires a certain level of self-awareness and introspection. At some point, I have to step back and ask myself, do I really know what I'm talking about? Can I really prove the things that I say? How do I know this thought, idea, or belief to be true or factual? Or is it just something that I keep spouting out consistently with no foundation? I have to question my own reality. And I'm not quite sure what it takes to get me to that. It might take a life-changing moment. It might take a friend of mine challenging me. Hey, James, do you really know that to be true? Or are you just talking out of your head? So I think it requires some self-reflection, some introspection, some self-awareness. And sometimes that can be triggered by the outside. There's some people who never achieve that. They just go through life, as the Toastmaster earlier talked about, dealing with a narcissist. There are narcissists who create their own reality and they stay within that. And they rarely, if ever, question what they think or do. They just believe what they think or do is reality, and they reject everything else.
Okay, let's move on with the next question. It is, how do you convince a Toastmaster to be confident during the current situation and boost their morale? This is by our Head of Education, Farida.
How do you convince a Toastmaster to be confident in the current situation? Are you talking about COVID?
I guess so. This is that's the question. Current situation and boost their morale. I think in terms of COVID, in terms of the crisis, what we are going through.
Okay. So how do you boost confidence, especially in the event, in the events that we're facing right now around the globe? I would say, number one, do a truth inventory. Look around yourself and ask yourself, what is true? Am I safe? Am I healthy? Am I well? Do I have shelter, food, clothing? Am I okay? If I'm okay, I can build on that. I can go to the next thing. If I'm not okay, then I can look at what I need to do to make myself okay, or to have others or ask others to help me get food, clothing, shelter, etc. A second thing that you can do is point out what's great about them. Point out what you admire in those other Toastmasters. And it might be something as simple as, hey, you know what I really admire? I admire your courage. You came to Toastmasters really afraid to speak, and you stood up in the first meeting and you introduced yourself, and that took courage. I admire that in you. So take a moment to admire things in other people and watch the confidence start to build in them.
Nice answer, Toastmaster James. Toastmaster Sipte Rizvi from District 79 is asking, what about faith and trust rather than the 3 C's what you have mentioned?
What about faith
and
trust
rather than the 3 C's you have mentioned in your presentation?
I guess I would ask the question, faith and trust in what? And I don't want to step on any toes here. What I would say is this: if I have faith in my own abilities, if I have trust that I know how to do a thing and how to do a thing well consistently, then that's something that I can have faith in. That's something that I can rely on. Ultimately, if I want to have, do, or be anything in life, it's up to me to figure out how to do that. I could sit in a room all day on a chair and hope that all the things that I want come to me, and probably 99.9% of the time, that's not going to happen. Einstein once said, nothing happens until something moves. I must be the one who creates movement in my life. And if I do that consistently, and I consistently have better results, that's something I can have faith and trust in.
Wow, very nice. Okay, we have Toastmaster Harsh Mehta from District 82. He says humility doesn't come easily. What is that one question we need to ask ourselves while behaving with others? Should I repeat?
Yeah. What's the one question we should ask ourselves when what with others?
While behaving with others.
While behaving with others. How do I become humble? How do I show humility? One of the things that I do to remind myself to be humble is to think about all of the people that don't have what I have. If you have a roof over your head, if you have clothes to wear, if you have food to eat, if you're able to meet the basic necessities of life, you have more privilege than maybe a quarter to a third of most people on the planet right now. And that would equate to billions. So if I remind myself of that there are always those who have less than I have, then it allows me to remain humble. Can I have confidence and faith in myself? Absolutely. But I can't take that to a level that becomes arrogance, because then I just start making up things. And that's it's not a good place to operate from, because at some point someone's going to challenge me to actually prove what I made up. And if I can't do that, that can be a humbling moment, which yanks me back out of arrogance and puts me back into a place of humility. So remind myself that there are always those with less than I. Thank you.
Thank you. We are done with the question answers because the time is up. I do have another 21 questions to go, but I'm afraid that we'll not be able to answer all of them. Thank you, audience, for your active participation. I would request Toastmaster James to acknowledge all these question answers, if possible, by sending us a short video so we could post it on our YouTube, on our Facebook page, or if you can give in your email ID where we could post you these questions. How does it work?
If you could just send me a list of the questions, Toastmaster Farida has my WhatsApp and my email information. Send me the list of questions. I will reply to all of them.
Okay, and we could send it out by email to our participants. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you, and back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, DTM Alifia. Picture time. As pictures are memories, so give a big smile to express your success and happiness. I would again request DTM Alifia to brief the participants for the purpose. Floor is yours, DTM. Hello, DTM Alifia, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay, picture time. So let's everybody on your cameras.
Can host allow us to start our videos? I'm not able to do that.
What's your name?
Aniket?
Okay.
Please check again.
Yes, thank you very much.
Please also allow video for Waqar Manzoor.
What's your name? Sorry, please repeat.
Waqar Manzoor, W-A-Q-A-R, Waqar Manzoor.
And also Shreya, I'm not able to start my video as well.
And even
Sure,
I can't start my video. This is Gavili Shashank.
Hi, even I am unable to start my video. It says permission is not granted by the host.
Okay, this is your Sergeant. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Sergeant. This is because during the session, you have opened your video and one of the hosts or co-hosts stopped your video and you are not able to open your video again. One by one, you can go ahead. We can get you permission to open your video.
Can you please open the video of Toastmasters GQ?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, it's open now.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. So everybody,
My video is not open.
2, 3.
Can't open the video.
Can't open the video.
Even
Cannot
I
open
can't
the
open the
video.
video.
Please
Sorry.
name yourself first.
20.
Please name yourself.
One more group photograph.
We can't open the video here.
Just name yourself. I'm
One more. Let's do it for one more.
Amelia here.
Can I have the last screen?
ma'am,
Yes.
it's done.
Okay. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Back to the Toastmaster of the day. Please, everybody switch off your video so you all can on it at your will. Otherwise, if the host or the co-host does it, then you'll not be able to on your video.
Thank you, DTM Alifia. Excellent meeting so far with beautiful pictures, having smiley faces, and amazing speeches, having thoughtful messages. Now it's time for our next session. That is evaluation, which is known as the heart of Toastmasters meeting. Because without feedback, we cannot grow. As I already stated, that Toastmasters evaluation is known as the heart of Toastmasters meeting. I would be calling general evaluator to evaluate the meeting. For that, I would request all of you to kindly mute yourself, as it's quite distracting and our speakers would find it hard to speak. Kindly mute yourself. I request all the participants in the meeting to please mute yourself.
Request everybody to please mute yourself.
I can hear lots of noises in the background, so I want all of you to kindly mute yourself. Thank you, everyone. So,
I'm
without
Toastmaster
further,
TMOD.
we are good to go. Thank you, everyone. Without further ado, let me take this opportunity to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster
Toastmaster of the day.
Yes.
Toastmaster of the day, sorry to interrupt. We have a dignitary amongst us. Can we just acknowledge his presence before we move on? The name has been sent to you on the chat. Thank you.
Toastmaster of the day, as the head of education, I would like to raise a motion because we are already, it's already 6 p.m. here in Bahrain and we are running ahead of our time. So I would like to raise a motion to extend our meeting to 20 minutes more.
Sure.
And this is Toastmaster Rinosh. I second.
I would like to second the motion to extend the meeting. Okay.
So do we have our general evaluator? I would like her to take the control of the meeting and start evaluation session so that our speakers can grow themselves as a public speaker, leaders, and better communicators. Over to you, general evaluator, Toastmaster Nusrat Huda.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jaya. Well, love the music. It's so groovy. Okay, thank you so much for giving me the floor. First, before I would present my general evaluators report, I would like to call on the evaluators to kindly present their reports. And I would like to introduce our evaluators for today's meeting. First and foremost, as evaluator 1, we have Toastmaster Dr. Nasreen Sheikh. She is a PhD and Master's in Alternative Medicine, hijama trainer and therapist, facial reflexologist, black belter Dan in karate, a mountaineer, fitness trainer, and a homeschooling mom. So please welcome our evaluator 1, Toastmaster Dr. Nasreen Sheikh, to present her evaluation report. Toastmaster Nasreen.
Some serious issue is going on.
GE, we can ask the second evaluator if possible.
Do we have the backup evaluator with us? For Toastmaster Nasreen, present.
General evaluator, that's your Sajida Tam. We can't see Nasreen in the room. We can go ahead with the backup evaluator.
Okay. Is our backup evaluator in the room?
Toastmaster Farida or Rinosh, can you please confirm?
General evaluator not able to find Bose's. There might be some glitch that might have happened. All right, I can see Toastmaster Nasreen is joining the meeting now. Yes, she has joined the meeting.
Yes, Toastmaster Nasreen, please go ahead with your report.
Good evening once again. And my target speaker, Sadia. What a wonderful speech. You really converted "Are you special?" to "You are special." Self-worth is all about you. Beautiful message. Being a better person for this world. Of course, your speech had education and entertainment in it. Your story, the personal story with which all of us can relate. Each one of us could relate to your story, either as a child or as a parent. You raised a concern, which is the need of the hour. Your gestures, your movements, your interaction with the audience, voice modulations, excellent. But as it is said, that when you have to reach the excellence, you need to go on progressing, to go on improvising. So I would like to recommend a few things here. Amidst all this beautiful speech of yours, from childhood to your youth, there were a few things that I think were missing. The flow of your speech was excellent, but I missed those pauses. There were moments, especially when you asked us a question. I do understand it's a virtual meeting, but whenever you pose a question, give us a time to contemplate or at least to respond. I think you were pretty fast in that. We needed to respond and resonate what was being posed to us. So that was one thing that I felt was missing. Secondly, your movements were more towards your right and less onto your left. And there were moments when you wanted to stress a point, I expected you to be in the center and move forward. In fact, to be more precise, you were more onto the right 4 times throughout your speech, and you went only once to your left. I wish you could note these points whenever you are stressing something. Children of today, adults of tomorrow, coming in the center and then stressing onto it. And the second and the third point that I think was missing is I expected a concrete communication plan. I think that was missing. So to summarize it all, your gestures, your expression, your personal story, excellent. Beautifully, you inspired all of us to be a good harbinger in terms of parenting. But I want you to work on pauses and on the stage moments and zoom into the solution. With that, we definitely have a champion in making. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nasreen Sheikh, for your wonderful evaluation report. Hello? Yes.
Yes, dear.
Thank you so much, Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasreen. Now let's move on to our second evaluator for today. He is a Toastmaster since 2012, currently serving as the Area L2 Director, District 41. He's a member of District 82 as well, a mentor, coach for many clubs and Toastmasters. He's an electronics and telecommunication engineer by profession. He's from Sri Lanka and currently working in Bangladesh. Can we have our second evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster, H.B. Dairatne, to present his report, please?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. And Yusra. When you start by telling that is the year 2017, parents came into the room, and then when you said something cooking and smiling, the harbinger was about the next 5 minutes came into mind. What a wonderful stage with nice stage crafting and acting. I would say that's a wonderful speech simply because of 4 reasons, starting with the voice. For example, if you take Rosa, we have a very nice proposal to you, ha ha ha. Then get your act together. This is happening real. And then an amazing 6 feet guy. Then proposal with decaying voice. And it was supporting the content and the character then reduced wonderfully. Number 2, the selection of the words and the phrases. If I take few examples, sitting in a red car with veg interior and driving myself all the way. Another place, in the mix of imagination, in the mix of dramatizing it further. And these rhythmic words supported the content and the message clearly. And it was able for me to grab the vivid pictures that you are portraying. And number 3 is the characters that you created. Starting from you, yourself, you as a speaker, your parents, the amazing 6 feet guy, and the speech evaluator. So all these characters were supporting, complementing, enhancing what you were supposed to tell us for the audience. And number 4 is the pace variation. If I take, for example, date and time according to what suited him, you are going very fast. A person sitting in front of you, how you could, it was going very fast and it was relevant with your expressions. And throughout the speech, you had varied your speed of speaking very nicely to suit the occasion. Now, you and I make us. We can together bring this speech to another level. Very 2 simple suggestions from me. Number 1 is on the structure. Now, after the speech, if you have allocated at least 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in arriving at the conclusion, it could have helped to streamline my mind towards the conclusion. And if you had a closed-ended conclusion rather than the open ending, I would have loved it. So I would have thought that, okay, I have something to take home. Number 2, the very important one, is about the hand gestures. Now, when we use the double hand gestures like this, always comforting each other, and it will kill the facial expression. So better if you use single hand gestures which were relevant. In summarizing, to make this speech to the next level, definitely I can use your name, Rosa. United pace, the rate of speaking, synchronizing with the content, the rhythmic variation of voice, opulent words you use throughout, obliging characters you introduce, speech structure with a little more improvement, opposite, relevant, complement, and hand gestures. You can go up. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dairate. Yes, sorry for that. I got disconnected. Yes, thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dairate. Now, can I request the timer to let me know whether both the evaluators are qualified?
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. So the first evaluator spoke for 3 minutes and 15 seconds, qualified. The second evaluator, 3 minutes, 29 seconds. So they're both qualified.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, now we can move on to our tag team reports. That is the report by our grammarian, our counter, and the timer. Now, I would like our grammarian, Toastmaster Sindhu, to kindly present her report, her grammarian's report. Toastmaster Sindhu.
Thank you. The past was tense. The future looks continuous, but the present has been extremely perfect today. Good evening, Toastmasters across the world. You will realize why today's meeting has been a grammarian's delight as I read my grammarian's report for today. We've been having some amazing usage of words, quotes, and amazing rhetorical devices. Some of the usage of words have been hippocampus, immaculate, synonymous, eloquent, resonant, medium, adage. Some fantastic rhetorical devices that we've had today are allusion, which refers to an event or past. So the allusion was, I am the goddess, I am the diva. We had a couple of Toastmasters using hyperboles, such as myths of traumatizing, so much of love with oneself, hungry detective trying to unleash and bending the truth. So a hyperbole is an exaggeration. We had a couple of anti-phrases, which is opposites placed near each other. The usage was, her hidden talent was so hidden that she couldn't find it. When you close your eyes, what do you see? We had an appositive, which is a noun and a noun phrase placed next to each other. The usage was truth inventory. We had amplification, a word which is used again and again. You were wrong, you are wrong, you will be wrong. We had triads, a set of 3 words to amplify the emotion. Spread love, joy, beauty, and financially, emotionally, mentally. A huge round of applause for the following Toastmasters who used the word of the day harbinger: Toastmaster Sana Delvi, Toastmaster Sadia Ria Sheikh, Toastmaster James Jeffley, Toastmaster Nasreen Sheikh. And I would like to conclude by saying, if grammar was a meal, I've had a stomach full. And if grammar was dessert, I am extremely delighted. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sindhu, for that beautiful report. Okay, now let me call upon our counter for today, Toastmaster Nitish. Please present your report.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Sindhu Kalyana Sundaram, Pinky Behrus, and Ruba Fatima for being absolutely flawless throughout the meeting. In the interest of saving time, I will not go over each individual speaker's filler word usage. I'll just go over how many R's, ums, ers, and sentence connectors were used. There were 14 R's, 13 ums. These comprised of exactly 50% of the total filler words. Then we had 11 so's, 1 like, 2 you knows, 2 I means. These comprised of 30% of the involuntary usages. Then we had 9 repeated words and 2 pauses. So all in all, we had 54 filler words, not including my own. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitish. And finally, I would request our timer, Toastmaster Fatima, to present her overall timers report for today. Toastmaster Fatima.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Sadia, spoke for 7 minutes and 22 seconds. The second speaker, Toastmaster Urusa, spoke for 7 minutes exactly. As for the table topic, Toastmaster first for the debate, at which the timing was allocated was 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. Toastmaster Pinky spoke for 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and that was longer than the grace period time. Toastmaster Steve spoke for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Amelia spoke for 1 minute and 53 seconds. Toastmaster Anikit spoke for 1 minute and 36 seconds. As for the normal table topic session, Toastmaster Rubab Fatma spoke for 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and DTM Morali spoke for 2 minutes and 8 seconds. As for the evaluation speeches, Toastmaster Nasreen spoke for 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and DTM Dayaratni spoke for 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Thank you very much, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fatima. Okay, so now it's time for me to present my general evaluation report. So I'm going to talk about how we did in today's meeting. First and foremost, we started on time. We just probably missed by 2 to 3 minutes, but we started just on time. So I would congratulate all the role players and the core team members for doing a fantastic job on maintaining today's time, which was far above excellence, I would say, because the last time we had a meeting, we were late by a few minutes. We were much behind schedule than today. Okay, and then the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Faisal Jamil, he presented that slide so beautifully with such a beautiful music. I'm sure all the members in our audience loved that music. I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it, and I really felt like grooving onto it every time I heard that music. But yes, I would have loved it if instead of saying the names or probably saying the name of role play, the slides, you would have just let the music run throughout the presentation without interrupting the slide, because the slides I felt were self-explanatory with the names of all the core teams and with the country's flags on that. So if the music would run throughout the slide, it would have been much more beautiful to listen to and watch at the same time. Then the president's opening, great job, Toastmaster Soypal, with a beautiful inspirational opening you had there. And you adopted the agenda very professionally and then went on to deliver your beautiful opening. I would have, however, wanted you to probably read out the exact introductions of the role takers, especially the moderators and the Sergeant at Arms, rather than probably recalling it from memory, because we would prefer to have our introductions read out as is given to us by the role takers themselves. Apart from that, I thought you did a great job as the presiding officer. Then TMOD1, Toastmaster Sana, beautiful way so smoothly you presented your session. I thought it was truly flawless. You spoke about the theme and then went on to the next role taker after the other. Smooth transitions. I felt you did a fabulous job once again. And then TMOD2, yeah, in between we had the prepared speeches. I would not talk about the speakers at all. Fabulous speeches and evaluated equally well by our esteemed evaluators. They did a fantastic job in evaluating. I will not comment on the speakers or the evaluators rather. They have all done a great job. Toastmaster of the Day to Toastmaster Jaya. I would have wanted to hear a bit more about our theme that is Us Begins With You when you took over as Toastmaster of the Day too, because I wanted more of that Us Begins With You throughout our meeting. To reiterate it throughout the meeting, because that's the theme of our meeting. So I wanted to hear a bit more about the theme, but apart from that, again, you were so good and flawless and smooth in the way you moved from one role taker to the other. the keynote speech, wow, I have no words. Outstanding, fabulous. The way Toastmaster James, Sir James wore that outfit, I was just mesmerized actually. He wore such a beautiful getup and he did that fabulous keynote speech on success. Very effective and beautifully managed question answer session there. Good job, great. Thank you so much for that wonderful keynote speech, sir. And yes, our table topic masters, great partnership between the two. I felt great job done because both of them moved to and forth between each other, and there was no problem or mismanagement during the entire table topic session. However, probably we could have reduced the time while selecting the participants, but I'm sure the next time we do our next meeting, we would improve on this area as well. So overall, I thought a beautiful meeting. I'm waiting for all the results and fabulous job. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Oh, yes. And before that, we will call for the polls now for the best table topic speaker, best evaluator, best role player, and best auxiliary role player. So requesting everyone in the audience to please vote. And please, moderator, I request you to open the polls now. Thank you.
Launching the poll. The poll has been launched. There are 4 questions, so please vote for all of them. We'll be closing the polls in the next 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Toastmaster of the day, you can continue.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Beautiful evaluation so far. That will be really helpful for all the viewers. But I'm sad as the Toastmasters meeting is going to end. But I'm sure all of you must have enjoyed today's United Toastmasters meeting. That was a perfect example of our theme, that was Us Begins With You, and is indeed an harbinger of success for all the Toastmasters. And let me tell you, we shall be meeting soon again. With that, I wrap up my session with a heavy heart and give the control to Toastmaster Sir Paul for his presidential address. Over to you, Toastmaster Sir Paul.
Hi. I hope Toastmasters, we enjoyed the session. So I'm just waiting for the poll results. Moderator, can you WhatsApp? Before that, the meantime, if there is any chairs are available in the room, if anybody is there, please switch on. Please identify themselves from any district. I have seen two Toastmasters, Clinton from the Canada, Toastmaster Clinton Springer from Canada, and Toastmaster Pushpa Makram from United States. Anybody else is available in the room? Kindly unmute their audio and video.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is
How are
Christian
you?
Hinder, and I am from Toastmasters 1425 Eagles in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Bahamas.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderfully nice to meet you in this session. And I request you to be with us after this session if you are available, because we are taking the one feedbacking session after completing this session. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, good day. Toastmaster Derek Garcia Roll, all the way from Nassau, Bahamas, Pinnacle Seekers Club number 1513325.
Great, great. Thank you, sir. I request you stay with us after this session is once it's adjourned. We would like to take the feedback from you too, if you're available, if you're willing to.
Good evening. Hello.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Can you hear me? It's
Yeah,
Sabira Naidu.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sabira Naidu from NetBank Toastmasters, and I'm tuning in from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yeah, great, 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 ma'am.
Hello, good evening. I'm Toastmaster Rubab Fatima Rizvi, and I am from Baisa Toastmasters Club, District 79, Saudi Arabia.
Great, great, great. Thank you. Be with us after this session. So
Sure.
let us move towards the. Anybody else is there, ma'am? Anybody else is available? With that sense, we will move to the for the results. For the best speaker today is Toastmaster Sadia Sheikh. Toastmaster Sadia Sheikh.
May I request the PR team to share the certificate?
Yes, just I'm sharing. Thank you.
And best role player, Sana Delvi, the TMOD 1, and best auxiliary role player, grammarian TM Sindhu, and best evaluator, Toastmaster Nasreen Sheikh. Great, great. Best topic master, Toastmaster Rubab Fatima Rizvi.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Toastmasters. We have started this moment, this Toastmasters, United Toastmasters movement, only with the one intention. In the first meeting with that intention, we started with the 4 countries. That is, we started with Bahrain, Kuwait, India, and Bangladesh. Now, this time we extended to the Pakistan because we believe we are the world. The entire world can be connected. It is the best platform, one of the best platform to connect the entire world, because we believe we are in the world, in the only one world, only one planet that we are living. So Toastmasters, with this note, I would like to adjourn this meeting, and we will have, hope everyone enjoyed the session, and we will have I request all the role players, please stay back, and we need the constructive feedbacks. If anybody wants to give the constructive feedbacks, they can also stay with us for the 20-25 minutes. With this, I adjourn the meeting. Back to you.
Thank you.